Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. We are so very excited. We have book in hand. Turn it the right way. And we're very excited for you coming on tonight. If this is your first time joining us, we thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. This is the Ubuntu Press live show. And Ubuntu Press is a publishing company where we really work on culturally affirming curriculum. So excuse me for looking around and everything. I'm playing with different monitors. My name is Bridget Brown Jackson. If again this is your first time, and we welcome you tonight to be here. We already have a guest saying hello. Thank you so much. I was trying to get my monitor on our YouTube channel, so I do appreciate you coming on from your YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate it. And so thank you again tonight for joining us. We are going to be reading the book Lift as You Climb, and it's a story about Ella Baker. So if you don't know about Ella Baker, you're going to learn something about Ella Baker tonight. So real quick, for anybody that is joining us again for the first time, whether you're watching this in real time right now or you are coming on later and watching the replay, we want to let you know that we are doing this. This is 31 days of culturally affirming books. And we're on day number 28. Can't believe it. 28 days we have been reading books, and we've been reading culturally affirming books. One, to share with our audience the wide variety of really wonderful books. I have some books that we've been sharing this year that they just came out either at the end of last year or this year. So they're fresh books. And we want to share those titles. In addition, we're trying to build the hype up for our second annual Children's Book Festival, African American Children's Book Festival. We know that only about 10% of published books have African American children as their main characters in them. And so we want to disseminate the wonderful books that are out that can show our children people that look like them. And even if you're watching and you're not African American, your children need to know the rich history and the legacy and the real history, because real history has not been taught in American schools. And if I stepped on your toe or that offends anybody, I'm sorry, but the real truth has never been told. And so that's why we do what we do. My name again is Bridget Brown Jackson, and I am the proud founder of Ubuntu Press. I started it because 20 something years ago, I wrote a book called Panther in the Sky. I never published it. My manuscript got messed up. Life happened. So many things happened and everything. But in 2018, I brought it back to life. I resuscitated, gave it some CPR, and it is behind me right there. And now it is in publication. It came out in 2019. It's called Panther in the Sky. And it is a book about the Black Panther Party. I'm teaching again the wonderful, wonderful things that the party did for the community that you won't find in most history textbooks. And so we want, again, our children to know their rich heritage. We want other children to know the great contributions that African Americans have done to help build our country and to build our society. So we're not going to be with you long tonight. We don't have a guest on tonight. And so we're just going to share with you the Ella Baker story. And I love the name Ella. My big mama, she was my great grandmother, and she was a tiny little something. So I don't know why they called her Big Mama. I think I'll go to my grave trying to figure that one out. But she was big. She wasn't big in stature, but she was big in principle. She was big in a whole lot of things. And her name was Ella. So this is a great book. I like that name. So I had some text-to-text association. Lift as You Climb, the Ella Baker story. Under a bright North Carolina sun, Ella rode to church with Granddaddy and Mama. When Granddaddy Mitchell stood to preach, Ella sat in the deacon's chair, legs ruler straight, ears soaking up his strong voice. He preached, give to others. He preached, join together. He spoke, freedom. He asked, "What do you hope to accomplish?" After church, at my granddaddy's farm, the farm he and grandma worked as slaves, the farm they toiled on their mules after emancipation till they bought it and owned it, where Ella played catch ball and her cousins until grandma said, "Dinner time." And afterwards, listen. Back when we were slaves, Master said, "Bet you marry light-skinned Carter." I said, "Oh no." Master also, my daddy, made me plow the swamp to break me. After turning the muck, I went and jumped the broom, married proud Dart Mitchell, your granddaddy, and danced all night long. Ella drank up that story till it filled her bones. Now, I can give you some stories about what just happened on these pages. Our children need to know that. We need to know about the complexion and some of those things that are happening. Yes, my husband had to chime in. He says, yes, his grandmother's name was Ella too. Yeah, we called her Mama Ella. Yes, we thank you all for joining tonight. We have April. Thank you so much. You're never too late. Thank you for being here with us tonight. She listened to neighbors tell about chopping cotton. Many still lived in shacks, worked white people's land like their grandparents had back in the slave days. On their land, her grandparents raised vegetables, hogs, and cows. On their land, they built a church and a school. Church said, "Help your neighbor." Mama said, "Lift as you climb." You see them building? And they're there. Some of them are up on the roof building. When Ella was about 10, Mama said, "Ella, help the neighbors." Ella rounded up the motherless children, dragged them home, drunked them, scrubbed them, dressed them in clean clothes, returned them to their grateful daddy. Ella harvested peas. After her father ate their fill, she took a peck of peas to the neighbors. When strangers came over, Ella stoked the fire, warmed the food, served it. So Ella was a server, even as a youngster. At 14, Ella set off for her boarding school in Raleigh, high school and college at Shaw University, top of her class. Worked as a waitress to pay her way. After she graduated, Ella moved to New York City. She asked herself, "What do I hope to accomplish?" She would lift as she climbed. She joined voices that demanded, "Don't buy where you can't work." Uh-oh. Hello? Did that hit anybody? Don't buy where you can't work. And don't buy where you don't get respect. Negroes needed jobs. White shop owners needed Negroes to buy their shops or they'd close. Without jobs, without money, Negroes couldn't buy from white shops. Ella and her colored people told the shop owners so. Some whites hired a few blacks. They needed each other. Ella fought for that step towards justice. She fought for rights. She fought for her people. She got a job with the NAACP. The NAACP raised money to fight racial injustice in the courts by selling memberships and registering voters. The NAACP focused on finding members in the Negro elite, preachers, doctors, businessmen. But Ella had a different idea. She'd find a church, get herself invited, talk at Sunday service, make friends with everyday people, middle class, maids, shop workers, and poor sharecroppers, not just the elite, and ask, "What do you hope to accomplish?" Ella was smart. She listened to Mims, Florida, our school principal, asked for teachers' pay equal to white teachers' pay. Whites dynamited his house, killed him. Ella mourned, then said, "You want equal pay for Negroes? Register to vote. Choose your representative. They will listen to your complaint. That representative will fight for the Negro. All over the South, Ella made speeches about freedom, voting, rights, words straight from her heart to the hearts of her audiences. Then she'd ask, "What do you hope to accomplish?" In one Virginia town, people objected to police brutality. Why'd the police beat Negroes when they hadn't committed a crime? Another town wanted a better teacher salary and school buses. Another, use of city parks and playgrounds. They wanted fair treatment. But the Negro middle class resisted joining the NAACP and getting the vote. Why anger their white bosses, risk their jobs, their comforts? Why risk being hungry? Wow. Again, imagine having this book to have this dialogue with children right now. This is really important. Disrupt your comfort is what it just said. Ella told this story across the tracks. The poor live in filth and get diseases. Those diseases hop those itty bitty tracks and infect you. That made sense to the middle class. All Negroes were in this together. They'd have to risk angering their bosses. Ella and their new friends, workers, partners, believers, mostly women, walked into bars and grills, schools, beer gardens, bootleg parlors, and always the poised lady, always Miss Baker, posing the question, "What do you hope to accomplish?" The people wanted freedom. Martin Luther King Jr. and 100 men, mostly preachers, and Ella worked together for Black freedom. They formed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Churches worked with preachers at the top, handing down knowledge from the pulpit to the flock. That's how these preachers wanted to work now, like their churches did, from the top down. Ella worked from the bottom up, from the grassroots. She wanted people to solve their own problems, like her mother taught her, lifting as you climbed. But the powerful men weren't used to women working in their inner circle. Ella listened to the people, then raised their questions to the preachers. Shouldn't we harness the power of Black women as leaders? Shouldn't we train local leaders? Shouldn't we create education programs? I'm going to do a pause right there. That's some mighty information. She challenged Reverend King and his ideas. Rather than just the elite and the middle class, what about the poorest? What about the people at the bottom? Dr. King didn't always agree with Ella, but he respected her. He said Ella must head up our new organization, the SCLC, to register voters, stand up to the whites. His order came from the top down. Ella thought she'd ask, not command. She still agreed for the cause, for the freedom movement. She'd empower people to take action. She'd register voters. Then something amazing happened. Negro students sat at whites-only lunch counters. They wanted to serve a hamburger alongside white people in the store where they bought school supplies in Greensboro, Nashville, Atlanta, Durham. Sit-ins exploded all throughout the South. Ella had never been so excited. She brought the students together at the conference at Shaw University. She wanted them to organize and unite. A united swell of voices was more powerful than individual voices. They asked her advice. Always the teacher, she asked them, "What do you hope to accomplish?" They wanted to register voters. They wanted to stage sit-ins. They named themselves Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC. Students staged sit-ins. Some got whipped or spat on. They sat quietly, responding with nonviolence. Many were jailed. Ella listened and comforted them, brought toothbrushes and soap to their cells. She advised them, "Lift as you climb." The students ventured back into the fight Armed with Ella's wisdom, Tennessee tenant farmers, poor Negroes working for white plantation owners, hungry and bone tired from overwork, tried to register to vote. White bosses evicted them from their shacks, beat them for being bold. Now the sharecroppers lived in their tents. The students asked them, "What do you hope to accomplish?" They wanted justice. They wanted the vote. They wanted to be treated like citizens. Ella worked alongside the students when they rode in battered school buses and commercial buses, testing the new integration laws by breaking old Jim Crow laws. They sat in the whites only seats. They came south to help desegregate. In Alabama, the buses were firebombed. Students were beaten, jailed. Those freedom riders of 1961 woke up the nation. I should put that a little closer so you can see those pictures. That's an infamous picture there. Ella had helped plan the rides. She advised the students in meetings, on car trips, over ice cream sundaes, at night sharing tiny beds. As the students brainstormed, connected, struggled to become their own leaders. Many of them women went when it was new to be a woman leading. Ella said, "We are not fighting for freedom of the Negro alone, but the freedom of the human spirit." In her last days, Ella fought for freedom, lifting as she climbed. The seeds she sowed all her life continue to bear fruit today. She said, "The struggle for rights didn't start yesterday and has to continue until it is won." What do you hope to accomplish? And then the back of the book has facts about her, about the author and why she wrote it, and then facts and the timeline of Ella Baker. So I ask you the question tonight: what do you hope to accomplish? And one of the things that I'm trying to do, Ubuntu Press is trying to do, Kingdom Influence is trying to do, is we're trying to make sure that we have culturally relevant curriculum and books in the homes of our children so that they can learn and glean. Education is so very important. But as I put in my personal post tonight, my question also is, today we have 8 Tuesdays before we come up to the election. Ella Baker and so many like her fought that we would have the right to vote. And my question to you, will you exercise that right because you're standing on the shoulders of your ancestors, on the shoulders of giants that they endured? You saw the bus bombing. You saw, some of the things that were in the pictures. Even look at the cover. The cover was beautiful. When I first seen this book and seen the cover, I'm like, oh, yes, I like that. And so those are some of the things that the people that have gone on before us have tried to do. And many are still with us today. And so we want to make sure that we're doing that. And so I see Tracy, thank you for joining us tonight, is agreeing. She says, amen. It really is. So let's go up and talk about some of the threads what some of the people are saying here. I know some people said hello, hello, hello. My cousin so vain. So I'm gonna be vain right now. Thank you. I decided I was going to dress up since we were going to talk about the wonderful Ella Baker tonight. Our founder of Kingdom Influence said hello to everybody. I know Tracy agreed. She says yes. We're not going to shop if we don't get respected. And I don't. My husband, no. I will walk out of an establishment in a heartbeat. My money is just as valuable. And I won't get on my soapbox tonight, but this is something that we need to teach our youngsters as well. We have $1.4 billion worth of buying power. As African Americans, and again, in the book, they talked about, and they used the word Negroes because back during that context, that is what we were called as a group of people. And so back to what I was saying about African American buying power, if we were a country, I want y'all to get this. If we were a country, we would be the 16th largest country in the world. If just African Americans in America, with all what we have, our wealth and our buying power would make us the 16th largest country. Come on now. So tell me, why do we have to be treated other than with respect, and our dollar matters? So very important. He said, that's good advice. We were talking about the books. Yes, 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 yes. Tracy again said, yep, don't buy at all if you're not getting that respect. And I mean it. I'm with you, Tracy. Yes, yes. Tracy again is saying tonight, great illustrations. She likes the illustrations. Yes, it was beautifully illustrated. And so the author of this book is Patricia Powell, and the illustrator, he's a very famous illustrator. He has a lot of award-winning illustrations and books, and his name is R. Gregory Christie. Yes, he is absolutely a wonderful illustrator. Casanova says, good evening, everyone. I'm here for the knowledge of Mrs. Jackson. I know that's right. AACBF, African American Children's Book Festival. We got to have it. Thank you so much, Willie Jackson, for saying awesome for the book. Tracy said, awesome book. Yes. Oh, my long-term friend. Yes, yes, yes. Former colleague. Love you, Janie. Thank you for joining us tonight. She said, beautiful. Yes, this is an absolutely wonderful, wonderful book. So something I've been sharing with my grandson, and would love, again, to see many of you sharing this book, sharing this story, and then letting us know how it is. So yes, my cousin April says, great, beautiful story. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it was. It was very, very powerful, Tracy. Yes, it was. And so in closing, I just want to share one more time about the importance of us making sure that we get out to vote. Number two, making sure that we are enriching our youth and making sure that they know the history. They won't know the history if those of us go off and we do not disseminate that knowledge to them. So very, very important. So April says, come out of her, my people. We must use our finances to bring about a change. Yes, it is so very important. When we understand the magnitude of who we are, there's no reason for us not to have Black Wall Streets all across the country right now in this time. And I have some articles I've been sharing on the Ubuntu Press. So if you go to the page, you might see some of them. We just have a gentleman down south that he bought a whole city. Again, those are the kinds of things that we're going to have to do to take our buying power back so much. Yes. And so Tracy says to you, April, yes, she agrees. Yes. Willie Jackson says, thanks everyone for coming on again tonight. And we are so grateful for you coming on again tonight. We want to remind everybody that the AACBF, African American Children's Book Festival, the second annual one, is on September 19th. That is this Saturday from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is live just like this. So you don't have to leave your home. You do not have to do anything technical. All you have to do is sign in on your Facebook account, sign in on our YouTube channel, or sign in even if you have Twitter and you want to watch through Periscope. You can watch through Periscope, and so you can do that. But we definitely want you to join us in there. If you have not registered, or you know people that should be registering, please get them to register. It's very easy. Just go to that bit.ly link and register. You're going to give just a few things about you so that we can put it in the database so we can reach you if you win. You must be on in order to win. So if anybody is watching right now and you have registered, you must be in order to win. We are giving things away the whole entire 3 hours. And so you don't have to stay on the whole 3 hours. But if we call your name And we're not given a time when we're doing it. We're just doing them randomly in between the different speakers and the live. It's going to be live. Oh my God. We have a DJ. He's going to be playing and pumping us up. We have some awesome youth authors. We have two great MCs that's going to be emceeing. One of them is My Heart. And as you can see, I like to talk. And so I'm training him to be a talker just like us. He comes from two lineages of ministers, so he has nothing to do but learn how to talk. And so that is my grandson, Carter, aka Historian Kid. And so if you want to be blessed, please join us. Please join us. It is going to be a dynamic affair. And last but not least, I just like to say to you, if you find it in your heart to donate and would like to donate to the children here in the city of Flint, we are building libraries in the homes of children that they're unfortunate, they can't afford that, and that's something that, that I guess overlooks them. But we know how valuable education is and how valuable books are. Books are my friends. I love my books. I don't share my books with too many people. And so if you'd like to donate, please go to the website, mykingdominfluence.org. We are a 501c3 here again in the state of Michigan. Anyone can donate. We appreciate it. You can go to the actual donate page and you can donate any amount. On the actual day of the book festival, we are going to have different books. We're going to have different packages where you can donate certain things if that's something that you so choose. And while we're talking about donating, I just want to say thank you once again. I'm going to put her up here. My friend Tracy Robinson Jackson, she is an author, a multi-book author. And so she has some wonderful children's books as well as an incredible YouTube channel with educational videos for children. And she's a DAO creator. Oh my God, is she amazing? And so she has donated books from her collection to the children here in the city of Flint to go into those libraries. And so I just want to publicly say thank you, thank you, thank you. She didn't do it for any accolades. She's probably going to text me and say, I'm going to get you. But I believe in giving people their flowers while they can smell them. And so thank you so much, my BFF. I appreciate you. Again, please tap in. Please tap in. Please make sure you're there on Saturday. I know it's 3 hours, but 3 hours go by so fast. We will go to a game. We will go to a party. We'll go to all these events. Let's make literacy really important. Please, let's make literacy important. And so please join me for the entire part. We have some dynamic children and we want to celebrate them. So we want it to be interactive. So again, we're closing registration on Friday. And so if you have people that would love to win one of those book bundles, we're giving away over $500. Actually, when we do all of the gifts, it's going to be around about $600 in the extra gifts that other people are blessing us with too as well. And so we have some surprise gifts and we want everyone to be able to be there. And so please register if you haven't. Tracy is saying, oh, thank me. I am so sweet. No, I'm just kidding. You are so sweet, dear. I love you. I appreciate you. You're just the greatest person in the world. And so you all go and check my sister out. Tracy Robinson Jackson on Facebook. Her Instagram is TJ Royal Dolls. Just Google it. You'll find it. And I mean, amazing dolls. She's the one who did mine. Let me show and brag one more time. I wanted some Black Panther dolls to go with my my book. Again, I said my uncle was a Black Panther. And so she actually designed this for me and literally created all the stuff. Look at the leather jacket. He even has his patch on. She is incredible. So she just made me a church lady and I'm so happy. I can't wait to get my little church lady doll. But again, just incredible. So support her. And Willie Jackson is saying, thank you to you, Tracy, for the donation of the books. We greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. All right, so we're going to get out of here, folks. We thank you so much for your time. We're at the 30-minute mark, and we want to be considerate of people's time. We're getting ready to show you the promo and what you can learn, what you can earn, what you can win, and it's free 99. That's the best ever. I want to acknowledge my mother. I saw her on there, but then the comment looked like it was gone. So, Mom, I appreciate you if you're out there tonight. Thank you so much for joining in. I love you, love you, love you, and appreciate you. Oh, Tracy said he appreciates. Let me go back up. I don't want to skip over my mother. She's near and dear. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, I thought it was gone. So she said good evening tonight. Look at that beautiful woman. So that's my mom, and we appreciate her and appreciate her continuing to talk about lift as you climb. In other words, she's been worried. She's been helping make sure people are registered to vote, get out to vote, do your due diligence. So thank you, Mom, for that. Thank you so much for all of the love and support to Ubuntu Press and Kingdom Influence and what we're doing here in Flint. Okay, one more last one. April says those dials are beautiful. Yes, she did a beautiful job. So I have two of them. I always show that one because, you know, my uncle, but I have a look, the Angela Davis look-alike too as well. All righty. So thank you guys so much for coming on. Tracy saying hi to Mom. So we love you tonight. And make sure you register, and share this video. Share with other people. Okay, now we got people saying bye. Thank you all. So, all right, so we're out. And we just, again, want you to watch the promo. Share the promo with other people. Go onto our Ubuntu Press page. We have actual pictures of the 3 book bundles, but we have more than that. I have surprises like every hour. I'm going to be surprising you with special tokens of love. So come on, join us. Have a good night. Hopefully it doesn't pop back on me and we go out. Have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us.
Put your fist up.
Put your fist up.
Put your fist in the air.
Put your fist up.